Welcome to Studio A on this Tuesday. We do have some breaking news out of Pike Township. The team will have that for you in a moment. But first, our Todd Clausen has a gift for us in the weather department on a Tuesday at the end of November. Say what?
You know, warmer temperatures. I knew this map
better from here.
I knew this map would be orange behind me today, so that's why I wore the orange tie to represent the warmer temperatures heading our way. And look at this, we're 18 degrees warmer right now in Bloomington than we were 24 hours ago. 14 degrees warmer in Lafayette. So where does that put us? Well, instead of the teens and 20s, it puts us in the 30s now across the entire area. It's 39 in Bloomington right now, 35 in Indy, 36 in Kokomo, 35 in Richmond. So obviously you still need the jacket as you get going here this morning, but it's just a lot better than where we were at this time yesterday. The view from IMS looking back towards downtown Indianapolis, sky should start to brighten here in just a little over an hour or so. And once we get the sun up, our temperatures will warm quite quickly. Missed out on the snow, thankfully, unless you're a snow lover. That went through Michigan and Ohio, now pushing into Pennsylvania, and our skies have cleared out here overnight tonight, and we'll enjoy all the sunshine here throughout the day today. 46 degrees by the noon hour, on our way up to a high temperature later on this afternoon, Lauren, in the low 50s.
All right, Todd, let's take you out here to Brownsburg. This is a live look at your drive along Interstate 74 near Ronald Reagan Parkway. Traffic is starting to pick up just a little bit this morning, moving along up to speed, both eastbound and westbound. So no delays here to slow you down. That's great news this morning. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated.
We're now following some breaking news at 6:02 coming into the WRTV newsroom. The Pike Township superintendent tweeting this out within the last 15 minutes that several schools will be switching to an e-learning day today. So listen closely. Not all the schools, but some of the schools in that district will be impacted by this, and here they are: Snacks Crossing, Lincoln Middle School, New Augusta North, and Pike House High School, all impacted by an e-learning day. The superintendent blames teacher absences for the switch to e-learning. As you know, the district and its teachers union have yet to come to a new labor contract. Both sides still waiting for a mediator to draw up that agreement. We're waiting on that story to come in. Of course, a frustrating morning for thousands of parents yet again in Pike Township here in Indianapolis.
And that's not it, Raphael. We continue to monitor the ongoing contract negotiations there in Pike Township.
And again, as those teachers are trying to figure out exactly what that mediator will do, of course, we're bringing you the very latest information on that. We should tell you that in the district this morning, there's more fallout because there's yet an agreement on that issue. I should tell you that the fallout back and forth now plaguing the situation as a member of the district's Equity Council has now resigned. You see, Deb Dunleavy sent a lengthy email to the district's superintendent and other stakeholders detailing her departure. Dunleavy tells WRTV issues like e-learning days and cancellations brought on by these tense negotiations work against the goals of the Equity Council.
Not all children are affected equally by this. And if we're trying to provide equal opportunities to them and work towards more equitable outcomes for our students, we have to stop doing the things that undermine that.
So we did reach out to Pike Township Schools for a statement on Dunleavy's resignation. A spokesperson tells WRTV, in part, these are their words, "Our Equity Council does critical work, and it's always disheartening to lose a passionate member. As a district, we value our educators and staff and are committed to working toward a fair and responsible resolution." We are continuing to follow that ongoing contract negotiations and bring you the very latest update as soon as we learn more on this ongoing story. Megan?
Time now is 6:04 this morning. Officials in Bartholomew County say the father of the young girl found dead in the White River is the focus of the police investigation.
So Jeremy Sweet is under a 72-hour hold while authorities determine his role, if any, in what happened to his daughter. Sweet and his 2-year-old daughter Emma were reported missing on Thanksgiving. On Friday, hunters found Jeremy semi-conscious inside of his truck, submerged in the White River. Crews immediately started searching for Emma. Her body was found on Sunday more than 2 miles downstream from where her father was found. The Columbus Township Fire Chief says this search was a hard operation, but he's proud of his team and the community on working together to find Emma.
We did complete the mission, but it still feels like a failure because, you know, it wasn't the outcome that you wanted. Again, you just have to accept that's the way it is. You can't change it, but it's still hard to get out of your mind.
Well, the Bartholomew County coroner says that Emma's autopsy was done on Monday, but those results won't be available for several weeks. Prosecutors say right now no charges have been filed against Jeremy Sweet.
The time now is 6:06, and we're learning more about a local woman's battle for compensation from her former apartment complex. Donnell Vanover reached out to WRTV over the summer about the conditions that she was facing at the Arborwood at Man Road apartments. Vanover says her health was compromised by mold and unchanged air filters in her apartment. She says complex managers, they promised to pay her medical bills due to the problem. But she says that never happened, so she took them to small claims court. Vanover was asking for about $7,000. Now, she recently settled with the company running the complex, but the terms are confidential. Vanover says she saw results after taking that complex to court.
At 6:06, a woman convicted of a crash that killed 3 children at their bus stop in northern Indiana will remain in prison. A Fulton County judge says Alyssa Shepard is not eligible for a community transition program. That program would have cut 90 days off her prison sentence. Shepard drove her truck around a stopped school bus and hit 4 children crossing the highway who were trying to get on their school bus. 3 of those children died. Shepard is scheduled for release on March 18th.
Turning to the coronavirus pandemic now, we're keeping an eye on the pandemic and its impact on the Hoosier state. Indiana's 7-day positivity rate continues to trend upward. This morning, the 7-day positivity rate sits at 11.9%. The state health department reports 48 Hoosiers have died with the virus since last Wednesday. Health officials also report more than 12,600 new cases of the virus. The mass vaccination clinic across from Indianapolis Motor Speedway resumes later today. It's worth noting this clinic offers both vaccines and COVID testing, and it offers vaccinations for people 5 and older. The clinic will run on Tuesdays through Saturdays in the parking lot across from Gate 2 of IMS through December 18th. Pfizer's adult and kid vaccines are available, as well as Moderna and Johnson & Johnson shots. Raphael.
From IMS to the home of the Irish, a huge change on the way for one of the state's top football programs. Notre Dame head football coach Brian Kelly is reportedly leaving South Bend. ESPN reports that Kelly is headed to LSU to be the Tigers' next head coach. An agreement is set to be finalized later today. Now, Kelly is his 12th season with the Fighting Irish. He's set to replace Ed Oregon, who left the Tigers to an undefeated season and led them to an undefeated season and a national championship less than 2 years ago. Kelly reportedly sent a group text to the players apologizing that the team found out this way about his departure on social media. He's expected to hold a team meeting at 7 this morning in about 51 minutes. Notre Dame is ranked 6th in the latest college football playoff rankings.
Let's turn now to the other big sports story in Hoosier State. Purdue basketball, the Boilermakers climbing to number 2 spot in the latest AP Top 25 poll. The last time Purdue had a similar ranking was March 7th, 1988. Thanks to our Brad Brown for that stat. Duke takes the top spot after beating Gonzaga. The Zags sit at 3. Baylor and UCLA round out the top 5. Florida State stops by a sold-out Mackey Arena tonight. Tip-off for that game is set for 7:30. If you don't have tickets to tonight's game, you can watch it on ESPN. And the Hoosiers also in action tonight. They'll meet Syracuse just down the road from Lake Ontario. The game is part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. The Hoosiers and Syracuse have met 6 other times, having last met in 2013. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Indiana opens conference play on Saturday at home against Nebraska.
Lauren, a nice basketball or football will make the perfect gift on Christmas morning for a child. So the 21st annual WRTV Toy Drive is happening right now. You can donate new unwrapped toys at any used store, Indiana Members Credit Union, or Classic Cleaners locations. For a complete list of locations, visit WRTV.com. And don't forget about our WRTV Collection Day. We'll be out on Monument Circle from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's on December 1st. So write that down. We hope to see you out there.
A great cause indeed. An island nation no longer connected to the British throne. Coming up, how people in Barbados are celebrating history decades in the making. In fact, they had Rihanna on the island, but I'm not worried about that. I have Todd Clausen in Studio A.
You know, anytime, Raphael, that our temperatures are above normal, I think it's a win in the weather department. That's exactly where we'll be today and really throughout the remainder of the week. In fact, by Thursday and Friday, high temperatures are going to be near 60 degrees. We'll break it all down for you coming up as Good Morning Indiana continues right here on WRTV.
Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. The time now is 6:13. These are your top national stories at this moment. Pfizer wants the Food and Drug Administration to authorize COVID vaccine boosters for 16 and 17-year-olds. That would make the Pfizer booster the first vaccine booster to be approved for anyone under the age of 18. That announcement follows a new CDC guidance for booster shots encouraging all adults to get their COVID booster when they are eligible. Jury selection starts today for the former suburban police officer who shot and killed Dante Wright back in April. Kim Potter claims she accidentally pulled her gun instead of her taser when she shot and killed Wright. She now faces first and second degree manslaughter criminal charges. And 2 NASA astronauts are about to begin a 6.5-hour spacewalk. That should be quite a view. They'll repair work on the International Space Station is their mission. The astronauts will repair a broken antenna used to send low-rate voice and information signals to crews back on Earth.
It's 6:14. A pizza delivery driver has died following an incident at a Connorsville home. Officers say 45-year-old William Fields fell through a collapsed porch at a home on West 27th Street. This incident happened while Fields was working for Pizza King on Saturday night. Medics quickly pulled the man from the rubble, but he later died at a local hospital. Connorsville police say the incident appears to be an accident and no criminal charges will be filed, Lauren.
New this morning, authorities in Vermilion County are looking for the people responsible for damaging a town's holiday displays. Officials say the incident happened at Riverfront Park in Clinton over the weekend. City leaders say several items were knocked over and they say other decorations had pieces broken off. Officials say they're working to make the repairs before Santa's visit to the park this weekend.
So we have new information about a possible motive behind a 2019 mass shooting, this happening in the state of Ohio. The FBI says that Connor Betts acted alone on August the 4th, 2019. That's when he opened fire near a bar back in Dayton, Ohio. Officials say that Betts held a, quote, enduring fascination with mass violence for at least a decade before that shooting. Investigators also believe a battle with mental health issues contributed to his actions. And Betts' sister was among the 9 people killed during that mass shooting. 27 others were injured. Yet, the report does not mention Betts' sister was killed or whether she was specifically targeted in that mass shooting.
We still haven't got the why.
Like why the Oregon district? Why that night?
Yeah, why that night? Why your sister? Why did you do what you wanted to do? Like, we still haven't got the why.
We have more details, of course. Betts' high school classmates, they say that he was suspended years ago for creating a hit list, but school records were sealed. And despite several lawsuits, those records, they remain sealed.
I only think 2 people can give us the closure: the school and the parents. And we haven't talked to neither one of them.
We should also point out that authorities arrested a second person for possessing the weapon used in the shooting and lying on their federal firearm forms. He was sentenced to 32 months in prison after pleading guilty.
New from overnight, Barbados cuts its last ties to the British throne after nearly 400 years. The country celebrates becoming a republic with a 21-gun salute, a parade, and fireworks. Sandra Mason is the country's first ever president. She stepped into her role at midnight. Barbados' decision marks the first time in 30 years a territory has stepped away from the British monarch. Leaders say the country plans to remain part of the Commonwealth. That organization is made up of mostly former British territories and promotes international trade and cooperation. And Todd, I don't know if you saw, Raphael's over here dancing dancing away.
I think that Todd Clausen should get a marching band today in light of the warmer temperatures. In
or
fact,
maybe even later this week.
I think every time that Todd says something above 40, he should get fireworks and a marching band.
All right, well, line them all up because this week we bring one in each day this week because it's going to be a warm stretch of weather here, especially for December standards, right? Hard to believe it's today's last day in November, and we're just talking about temperatures above normal. Now, it's still chilly this morning, and you still need to have the jacket handy at 35 degrees with a wind chill of 27, but this wind will be with us throughout the day, so it's a little breezy at times, but that's probably really the only flaw that we have in the forecast for the day today. And look at these temperatures. Yesterday, we were in the teens and 20s. This morning, we're sitting in the mid to upper 30s across the area. 39 in Bloomington, 38 Martinsville, continue northward, 36 in Frankfort, 35 the current temperature in Kokomo. The core of the cold air is pushing off to the east. You look to our west, and it's cool, but look at the 40s here. Kansas City, Springfield, St. Louis, down towards Little Rock, and with that south to southwesterly wind, we're going to continue to bring the mild temperatures in our direction over the course of the next couple days. Had a little bit of cloud cover overnight. That's moving off towards the east part of that Clipper system. Yesterday, we showed you the snow near Minneapolis. It's now made its way through Michigan, and it's pushing through Canada and into the northeast. It missed us, which was good news, and we have clear skies here throughout much of the day today. And here's how it breaks down for you hour by hour. We work our way through the mid-30s this morning, 40s this afternoon, 46 degrees by the noon hour, and then temperatures will be in the low 50s, but with the sunshine, should feel pretty pleasant out there throughout the course of the day today. This evening, 40s down into the 30s with sunset at 5:21 here this evening. The skies will be clear. Go check out the lights on Monument Circle, and of course, they have the display that goes on the IPL building as well to go along with those lights throughout the course of the evening. Great time to be down there in downtown Indianapolis. Tomorrow morning, rain comes in. Now, the earlier you leave tomorrow morning for your commute, the less likely you'll have rain. But if you do wait till it starts to rain, the good news is it's generally going to be some light rain moving through. The heaviest or most widespread rain is probably after the morning drive. It's 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. But that's a warm front going through, and it goes through pretty quickly. And that's going to allow us to clear a little bit in the afternoon hours tomorrow. And we're not talking about a lot of rain, generally a quarter inch of rain or less. But nonetheless, you'll probably want to have the umbrella handy tomorrow morning. And then by tomorrow afternoon, highs right around 50 degrees with decreasing clouds. But it's really once we get past tomorrow, kind of think of tomorrow as the transition day, right? We have to deal with the rain, but to get the warmer temperatures in here, that's just what we have to deal with. And the payoff is going to be on Thursday at 61 and Friday with high temperatures right around 60 degrees as well, and those mostly sunny skies. Here's your 7-day planning forecast. We stay above normal through the weekend. Of course, it's a big weekend with the Big Ten championship game in town on Saturday, 48 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Could be a few showers on Sunday. Then as we work our way into Monday, temperatures back a little bit below normal, but not terrible, Lauren, in the upper 30s.
All right, Todd, we'll take it. And let's show you down here on the south side. We're going to have some delays in your commute. This is I-465. As you're traveling in the westbound direction, you can see the flashing lights there over in the shoulder. It looks like this is the right shoulder. We do have a crash cleanup reported here. This is our view near Madison Avenue, and traffic is backed up about to Emerson Avenue in the Beech Grove area. Looks like maybe a wrecker is pulling away from the scene, so hopefully it starts to pick back up in the area. But give yourself a few extra minutes to avoid those delays.
So if you're still looking for some of the season's hottest toys, you could be out of luck. Coming up, we're looking at which toys are selling out so you don't waste your money.
And some scary moments inside a store on the northwest side of Indianapolis. Coming up at 6:30, the new information that we're learning this morning about the person slamming their vehicle into that building. That story and much more right here on WRTV. The Christmas Nights of Lights is now underway at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. I hope that you can go, but listen, you deserve, yes, you deserve some free tickets on us. Our 25 Nights of Christmas Lights Good Morning Indiana giveaway is going on right now. And congratulations to Kathy Strong. You're the latest winner to receive a family 4-pack of tickets to the show, so please enjoy the lights. If you'd like a chance to win tickets, just text the word lights, right, to 55433. So lights to 55433. We will announce a winner each morning all the way through December the 17th.
Don't miss your chance. Well, our Hiring Hoosiers team is finding several new job opportunities around central Indiana, and we're bringing them to you right now in our job feed. So check this out. Eskenazi Health has posted more than 24 open positions on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. Fastenal is a distributor of industrial and construction supplies. Now they have more than 40 positions available in Indianapolis. Those jobs are also posted on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. FedEx Freight in Indianapolis needs an advisor. That person would be responsible for providing professional level human resources support and guidance. You would also have an emphasis on employee relations. Vincennes University is hiring someone with expertise in diesel technology, John Deere equipment, and power generation programs. The anticipated start date for this job is January. And to learn more about these jobs and find other open positions, visit our website, hiringhoosiers.com, or the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. But at 6:26 on your Tuesday morning, Todd, how are things looking as people head out the door?
You know, all is quiet here this morning. That is the good news. It's not as cold as yesterday morning, but you'll still need the jacket with temperatures that are sitting in the 30s, but no weather-related issues expected on the roadways here this morning. 39 in Bloomington, 38 in Connorsville. Monticello, good morning to you. You're up at 34 degrees here this morning, one of our cooler spots. As we work our way throughout the course of the day today, once that sun comes up, we'll have plenty of sunshine from start to finish, and you can see the temperatures warm into the low 50s here this afternoon for most of us. Some of you in northern locations probably are only in the upper 40s, but still above normal. And then once the sun sets, we do cool off pretty quickly here this evening, back down into the 40s. But overall, a pretty nice Tuesday forecast. Tomorrow morning around this time, we'll start to deal with some rain. We'll talk about that, but also some warmer temperatures for the end of the week, Raphael, coming up in the next half hour.
I am loving 3 o'clock at 51 degrees at the end of November in central Indiana. That is a gift. Todd, thank you so much. There are new warnings about the potential effect of the economy by the Omicron variant. Federal Chair Jerome Powell says that the coronavirus variant could threaten hiring and economic activities. He says it could also raise uncertainty about the ongoing inflation. The FTC wants to know more about supply chain issues still plaguing the economy. It's asking for information about how companies like Procter & Gamble, Amazon, and Walmart are handling the issues. Officials at the FTC are looking into whether snarled supply chains have led to anti-competitive behavior and those higher prices. And more Americans, you want to be your own boss. The Labor Department says the number of unincorporated self-employed workers has risen by 500,000 since the start of the pandemic.
Well, Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales didn't break records this year, but some hot items still sold out. John Matarese shows us what's going to be hard to find so you don't waste your money.
We're just 2 days into Black Friday week, but already some items are starting to sell out, and there's no time to lose if you're hoping to grab one of those hot deals. We knew this Black Friday was going to be different, not just because of supply shortages, but also because the big sales are already underway at major retailers. And they're not joking. Kristen McGrath of BlackFriday.com tells me some of the hottest early deals are already selling out.
But we have seen some of the headphones deals sell out at Target already. We saw some tablet deals sell out at Kohl's, but things are starting to run out.
Indeed, a check of Target's Black Friday sale found the $116 Power Beats headphones out of stock in many stores. A $19 Roku streaming stick was out of stock in stores and not even available for delivery. BlackFriday.com says if you find a hot deal today or tomorrow, buy it, and don't wait to save a few dollars on Thanksgiving night. The stores are holding back some merchandise for Thursday and Friday, but the way things are selling, you might not want to wait. So don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese. Good morning, Indiana.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Tuesday morning, here's a look at your 6:30 news feed. Students at some Pike Township schools will be learning from home again today. The superintendent says all Pike Township high school students, as well as students at Snacks Crossing, Lincoln Middle School, and New Augusta North will have an e-learning day. The superintendent says it's because of the high volume of teacher absences at those schools. It's the latest e-learning day to come during contentious contract negotiations between the teachers union and Pike Township administrators.
Tonight, the public will have a chance to weigh in on an agreement between Anderson Anderson Community Schools and their teachers union. Earlier this month, district leaders, they reached a deal with the Anderson Federation of Teachers and approved a tentative agreement. The deal increases the base pay for teachers and provides a series of stipends over the next 2 years. The still must be approved by the district's school board.
Indianapolis Public Schools will join a lawsuit that accuses Juul Labs of marketing its vaping products to young people. IPS is one of hundreds of U.S. school districts that have signed on to this lawsuit, including 10 others here in the state of Indiana. Federal lawsuit accuses Juul of targeting young people with slick advertising and child-friendly flavors for its e-cigarettes.
It was another heartbreaking night on the hardwood for the Indiana Pacers. Indiana was on the road in Minnesota for a matchup with the Timberwolves. Domantas Sabonis had a triple-double, scoring 16 points, grabbing 25 rebounds, and dishing out 10 assists. But that wasn't enough as the Pacers fell 100-98. Indiana will be back in action tomorrow night at home against the Atlanta Hawks.
And listen up, because peanut butter and jelly, this peanut butter and jelly are back home again in Indiana. After their trip to Washington, D.C. to be pardoned by the president, the turkeys arrived at Purdue University on Monday. They posed for pictures with the Boilermaker special on the Memorial Mall. As was written out in the president's pardon, peanut butter will live out their days at Purdue. The turkeys were raised on a farm in St. Anthony's in Dubois County. So wow to those turkeys to be so famous and to not be leftovers this week. That's a good thing.
Yeah, living the good life.
Living the good life.
Yeah. Best turkey life they can.
And we're living the good life this week. Thanks to Todd, I would say. In November, moving into December,
Strike up the band.
I'm just a messenger, but I finally am bringing some good news to the forecast. Here after a real chilly day yesterday, we're back above normal here later on today. So what do you need to grab before you go? Well, grab the sunglasses. It's a bright day for us from start to finish here throughout the day today. You probably don't need the hat and gloves here this morning. You still need the heavier jacket, though, with temperatures that are currently sitting in the 30s in almost all locations. 34 in Monticello, 33 in Crawfordsville. Indy's at 35 degrees and 39 as you make your way down into the Bloomington area. But the skies cleared overnight. There's a little bit of cloud cover throughout the overnight hours, part of that storm system with the snow off to our east, but it's pulling the snow and the clouds out of our area, so that is good news. And for us, with southerly winds today, our temperatures get back above normal. In fact, 46 is our normal high temperature, and we should hit that by the noon hour, and then eventually here, Lauren, will top off in the low 50s.
All right, Todd, want to take you down here to the southeast side. Beech Grove, good morning to you. This is our camera at I-465, just a little west of Emerson Avenue in that exit. So we showed you moments ago the backup as you're traveling on the south side in the westbound direction of 465 due to a crash. That has since cleared. We still had some heavier traffic in the westbound direction, so just be aware of that. But things are picking back up on the southeast side of town, as you can see here, so that is great news. We'll continue to keep a close eye out for any other crashes that could slow down your commute on this Tuesday. We'll keep you updated. But we also have a traffic alert for drivers in Fishers this morning, so Hamilton County, listen up. A road construction project along State Road 37 is impacting your traffic this morning. Today, the northbound lanes of State Road 37 will be restricted between 141st Street and 146th Street. The road work will be happening from 9 this morning until 3 p.m. Crews will be working to repair the temporary pavement in that area.
The time now 6:33, and this morning a woman is in custody after crashing her vehicle into an AT&T store near the intersection of Georgetown and Lafayette Roads on the city's northwest side. Here's the view. You can see the aftermath and the van way in the back of the store in this video taken by a customer. Metro Police says that 6 people were injured in this situation. However, their injuries are not life-threatening. Witnesses tell us about 24 customers and employees were in the store at the time of this accident.
To my understanding, that vehicle was parked outside of the business for whatever reason. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if the driver, the foot slipped, or if it was just driver error. That will come out as the investigation continues.
We were like 3 tables from the window, and all of a sudden we just hear like a big noise. Her car like jumped the curb, and then she just came straight through the glass window.
Metro Police say the driver left the scene after that crash, but was soon taken into custody. Officials have not said whether or not she will face any criminal charges.
Time now is 6:34 on your Tuesday morning. WRTV is working for you and getting answers for tenants who are facing unexpected increases to their rent. We all know the pandemic has impacted the housing market, and experts say rental prices are rising while options are limited. Now, Brandon Beeler works with Indiana Legal Services, and he says if you're facing a large rent hike, you're not alone. He's seen an increase in tenants who can no longer afford their rent or find an affordable place to live. Beeler says renters in Indiana are entitled to some protections when it comes to rent increases. Under Indiana law, a landlord has to provide a tenant with a reasonable amount of time to negotiate the new terms of the agreement, but it's ultimately a case-by-case situation.
At some point, the tenant will have to make a decision if the landlord is insistent on a rent increase that's reasonable and not unconscionable, that if they cannot afford to live there, they will need to make arrangements to find new housing.
So there are several resources available for you if you can't afford rent and are struggling to find options. You can learn more in this story at WRTV.com.
Now to the latest on the pandemic. Indiana continues to see a concerning trend when it comes to our COVID-19 numbers. Let's take a look at the trend for new cases. You can see here on your screen a slight dip in the 7-day average over the past couple of days, but experts say that could be due to a lack of reporting by health departments during the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Our state's positivity rate continues to climb. The 7-day average is now just under 12%. And the number of COVID-19 patients in Indiana hospitals is also on the rise. That number is once again back over 2,000.
Lauren, let's stay on this topic as some hospitals around the country once again start to run out of intensive care beds. A federal judge has blocked some states from enforcing a new vaccine mandate for healthcare workers. A judge in St. Louis blocked the directive from President Biden's administration. Several states led by Republicans have sued, saying that the government could not mandate the vaccine for employees of healthcare facilities that receive federal Medicare and Medicaid dollars. The Biden administration has argued that vaccine requirements are essential to slowing down the pandemic. Yesterday's ruling does not affect Indiana. However, Indiana's Attorney General is part of a separate lawsuit challenging the vaccine mandates.
Raphael, the Children's Museum is partnering with Riley Children's Health to offer free COVID-19 vaccinations and flu shots on Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. The free walk-in clinic will not require paid admission to the museum. However, it will be offered during the museum's $6 first Thursday night for families and children who may want to visit the museum at a discounted rate. They will be providing Pfizer pediatric, adult, and booster shots. Also, flu shots for anyone 6 months old and older will be available. So if you still need to sign up for a COVID shot, you can make an appointment through ourshot.in.gov or by dialing 211. That's also the way you could sign up kids between 5 and 11 years old.
Well, no, it is not April just yet, but experts say it's never too early to start thinking about them. Next, some tips on how not to get caught off guard when tax time rolls around next year. It's 6:38. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Welcome back. It's that time of the year, holiday parties, gift giving, and tax planning. And so with just 1 month to go in 2021, our Kelsey Anderson is live this morning with tips from a financial expert on how to best get those taxes done. I'm just going to give all of my taxes to Kelsey Anderson to do because she is the expert on this topic, Kelsey. And you are so friendly and so giving on this Giving Tuesday. So we just love you. So do our taxes, please.
No, thank you. Actually, you do your own taxes and maybe hire a financial advisor.
Fair enough.
But with just one more day until December begins, one more day till December begins, that gives us 1 month to get our ducks in a row before 2022. And I spoke to financial advisor Casey Marks with Crown Haven Wealth Advisors, and he says there are several things you can do right now to decrease your tax burden next year. Now, he says that the further ahead you think about your tax situation, the better chance you have at reducing your tax burden. Many tax rules follow the calendar year, meaning you'll want to make any tax saving moves before December 31st. Mark says right now you should consider converting traditional IRAs and 401ks to tax-free accounts like a Roth IRA.
So the downside is that right now you're going to be paying taxes when you convert that money. But we're in a historically low tax environment right now, and we think taxes are probably going to go up into the future. So in retirement, the benefit of that is that your money is going to be tax-free when you take that income. That's something that is super valuable, especially as that's one of the things that we really can't control.
So that means you would pay those taxes on it now when you convert it instead of paying taxes when you take it out in retirement. Now, he says taxes are legislative risk and something we need to strategize around. Another pre-tax move to make is a charitable donation. Those over age of 72 are required to make minimum distributions so they can tax you. And he says if you make a qualified charitable donation, it can be a win-win situation.
So you can take that money out of that IRA and send it directly to a qualified charity, and you bypass the income taxes that you would normally occur for taking that income distribution, and saves you on taxes, and it allows you to do something really nice with that money.
Now, remember that money must go directly from your IRA to the charity to ensure that distribution does not count towards your taxable income for the new year. Now, this is a lot of info to take in, and there are more tax-saving tips that Marks has for you. We've got those linked for you right now over on WRTV.com. So, Raphael, if you need more help, that's where you can go right now. Again, WRTV.com. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Great information, Kelsey. Well, when they saw the wonder wall of snow, they may have thought someday you will find them. Coming up next, a tale from a pub that's half the world away that will definitely live forever. Todd.
All right, as you walk out the door and start your morning commute on this Tuesday, all is quiet in the weather department. That is the good news, and it stays that way the entire day. 30s as you head off to work, 50s, though, as you come home. We'll talk about today and beyond coming up in your WRTV Storm Team forecast.
So we're going to read off these 4 pages. We want to see how many songs you can figure out as we read along. Ready?
Yeah.
For fans of a well-known British band, it wasn't the morning rain soaking them to the bone, but the weekend they just experienced will definitely live forever.
Last Friday, dozens of people made their way to the Tan Hill Inn. That's a pub in Richmond, England, about 200 miles northwest of London. And they were there not just to imbibe in cigarettes and alcohol, but also to hear the Oasis tribute band Noasis. And then it started to snow.
Yeah, so the Tan Hill Inn is known as England's highest pub, not because it serves too many champagne supernovas, but because it's more than 1,700 feet above sea level.
Wow.
It snowed so much it made a wonder wall blocking all the exits and stranding more than 60 people there. The pub is also an inn, so it made the master plan to book rooms there, but the rest made do by camping out on the floor. When morning glory came, it was clear the patrons weren't going anywhere. Some managed to get outside to build a snow teddy. There were plenty of extra rounds of bar trivia inside, and Oasis was able to be rock and roll stars and play a few more tunes to pass the time by. By Monday, the roads were clear enough for folks to head home, and the people who were stuck in the pub are not looking back in anger. In fact, they passed around the tip jar to give a little extra to the 7 pub employees who were stuck with them, but went out of their way to make sure everyone was comfortable while they were half the world away.
I think I counted 8 songs.
Yeah, just about.
I don't know. 8
Nice.
songs. You can never count out our Todd Clausen, who has a great forecast in the horizon. Good morning, Todd.
Yeah, much better than that. I saw pictures. I mean, you saw a lot of pictures inside the pub there, but it was a pretty good snowstorm that moved through that part of England. So they definitely were stranded. Outside here this morning, it's quiet. That's the good news. Raphael alluded to a pretty nice forecast, and that's exactly what we have going forward here over the course of the next couple days. Nice quiet end to the month of November for us here today with above normal temperatures. We'll continue that above normal trend all the way into really the first couple days of December. The only little speed bump here in the forecast is some rain showers come this time tomorrow morning that are part of the warm front that will be heading our way. But the sky's starting to brighten here this morning, and just a few fair weather clouds out there. Should be a beautiful sunrise once again. And we've had a couple beautiful sunrises and sunsets. I don't know if you caught them over the last couple days. 36 in Lafayette right now, 32 in Columbus, 35 the current temperature in Indy. We probably won't go down much more here temperature-wise this morning, and then we'll see our temperatures moderate here by this noon hour. We're looking at 46 degrees. 46 is actually our normal high temperature for this time of year, and we'll go a few degrees above that here for the day today. Upper 40s, Logansport to Marion, 51 in Muncie as well as Petersburg, 50 in Frankfurt, central portion of the state. We're looking at 54 in Martinsville as well as Shelbyville, 52 the high temperature today in the metro area, about 54 in Bedford, 55 the high in Seymour. The skies have cleared out. We had a little bit of cloud cover overnight. Part of this Clipper system now bringing snow to the northeast. If you're flying to Boston, New York today, just check with your airline. Not a lot of snow in that area, but could cause some delays. And then off to the west, we have just a fine forecast here for us today with the clear skies. This evening, it remains clear. Temperatures do cool off back into the 30s later on tonight, but the clouds don't really start to arrive until overnight tonight. But as you start your day tomorrow and you join us here on Good Morning Indiana, we'll be tracking some rain through the area. I know it's showing a little bit of snow here, not concerned about that. The further you get into the morning commute, the better potential you'll have of seeing this rain. You want to have the umbrella handy, and it lasts through about the noon hour. So it's pretty quick moving. The timing's just not good coming in for the morning drive, but we'll clear out throughout the afternoon. And the good thing is, keep in mind as you're working your way throughout the day tomorrow, the payoff from this rain is going to be warmer air. Not so much tomorrow, as highs are only right around 50 degrees, but look at the high temperatures by the time we get to Thursday. Everybody's going to be in the 60s. Should be a great day. Start making those outdoor plans now. We remain mild on Friday with a high of 59 degrees, and then more seasonable temperatures return for the weekend. Lauren.
All right, let's take it down here to the south side of town. This is a live look at your commute on I-465 near Harding Street, State Road 37. You can see the westbound lanes are sort of coming to a standstill in the area. We have an earlier crash reported down on the south side there. That's reportedly slowing down traffic between about Man Road all the way back to I-65. So all there along the south side of the 465 loop in that westbound direction. Give yourself an extra 5 to 10 minutes to get through this area. It is still moving, so we'll keep an eye on this and keep you updated. Stick around. Your top stories come right up.
From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
It is 6:54 on Good Morning Indiana, and we continue to follow breaking news on this Tuesday morning.
Let's get started as students at some Pike Township schools in Indianapolis will again be learning from home today. The superintendent says all Pike High School students, as well as students at Snacks Crossing, Lincoln Middle School, and New Augusta North will have an e-learning day. That's all because of the high volume of teacher absences at those schools.
And the e-learning day comes as Pike Township School District administrators and the teachers union are still waiting for a mediator to bring a contract to the offer to the table. Now there's more fallout from this back and forth of the negotiations. A member of the district's Equity Council has resigned. Deb Dunleavy tells WRTV issues like e-learning days and cancellations brought on by the tense negotiations work against the goals of the Equity Council.
Officials in Bartholomew County say the father of a young girl found dead in the White River is now more than 24 hours into a 72-hour hold. Once Jeremy Sweet is released from the hospital, he'll be taken to the Bartholomew County Jail. Sweet and his 2-year-old daughter, Emma, were reported missing on Thanksgiving. On Friday, hunters found Jeremy semi-conscious inside his truck, submerged in the White River. Then Emma's body was found on Sunday, more than 2 miles downstream.
The woman convicted of a crash killing 3 children at their bus stop in northern Indiana, she'll remain in prison. A Fulton County judge says that Alyssa Shepard is not eligible for a community transition program. That program would have cut 90 days off of her prison sentence. As Shepard drove her truck around a stopped school bus and then hit 4 children crossing a highway trying to get onto their bus. 3 of those children died.
The Federal Court of Appeals in Washington, D.C. will hear arguments today over the release of White House records related to the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Now, attorneys for former President Donald Trump want the court to reverse a federal judge's ruling that denied Trump's claim that he can use executive executive privilege, even though he's no longer president.
A reminder, if you live or drive near Fishers today, road construction project along State Road 37 will impact your commute this morning. Today, the northbound lanes of State Road 37 will be restricted between 141st Street and 146th Street. That road work will be happening from 9 o'clock this morning until 3 p.m. Crews will work to repair the temporary pavement in the area. And as you're heading out on the roads today, maybe to work or school, Todd, it's going to be a little bit nicer.
Yeah, grab the sunglasses. You'll need them. The sky's starting to brighten right now across the area. We'll have plenty of sunshine throughout the day today with a high temperature of 52 degrees. Tomorrow morning, some rain showers for the morning commute. It's not an all-day rain, though. The second half of the day is dry, but that rain part of a warm front. You see what it does to the temperatures. Thursday and Friday, warmer, a high of 61, and Friday, a high of 59. Both days feature lots of sunshine, then more seasonable temperatures in the 40s for the weekend.
There's that golden sunrise. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America with news, weather, and traffic.
Don't forget all your news can be found throughout the day on the WRTV mobile app. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow morning. You're watching WRTV.